So today, guys, we are going to talk about our journey, how our journey has been from birth till now that Laura is 3 years old. Laura is somewhere, that's where I'm alone, but I think she'll be joining us as we continue. So first of all, let me just explain to you about her condition further before we continue, so that you can be able to understand it as we go. So and allow me to show you 3D scans of facial bones, which is the most affected part. So this is a scan of the left side of her face, and this one is more normal. This is actually how uh, the skull is supposed to look on the left side. So this is the right side of her face, and as you can see, her jaw is not fully complete. There's a part that is missing. So that's just how the condition is. That's how sometimes it might affect both sides, or as it's for her case, you can see this side is right, is okay, it's complete, this side is not complete. And also her jaw, as you can see on both sides, through both sides, her jaw is a little bit, lower jaw is a little bit pushed back, and she has a little bit of an open bite. Also, as you can see here, her eye sockets, the bone structure that protects the eyes, on the left side, it's okay. It's round and complete. Like you can see the O, the letter O, a complete circle. But on the left side, you can see that there's a little bit of a gap on the right side. So this one, I'll refer to these in our subsequent videos. That's why I've mentioned it to you right now. So let's go back to our journey. My pregnancy was the smoothest as you can imagine. I had no morning sickness, I had no nothing. I was just normal, apart from obviously my growing belly. And Laura came at her exact due date, which was on 19th of June of 2017. She weighed 2.7 kgs, which is a little bit small, little bit low, but she was okay, you know. And we actually discharged the next day, and we were just advised to go back for review by an ENT and also an eye specialist who will be able to look at her, because at that time, by the time of discharge, there was none who was available. So we went back home. My milk had not come, so I had to give her formula until like after 2 days when my milk came. And I really struggled with breastfeeding, because at that time I did not know, but now I know that because of her open issue, especially of the jaw, she couldn't latch well. So I really struggled because I wanted her to breastfeed, because that's what society expects me, and that's what I also wanted. But I tried, but it did not happen. So I gave up and expressed my milk, and I was able to bottle feed her, and she was healthy, and she was happy, and she was full. So I was also happy as a new mom. So at around 2 weeks, now that's when now one night we couldn't sleep. Laura cried the entire night from around 10 till around 6 in the morning, like non-stop crying. She doesn't want to feed, she doesn't want to sleep, she doesn't want to be carried. She was just crying all through. So I was really worried. And later on is when I learned that it was colic. And it happens to a few children. It's an unlucky thing that happens to a few kids, but by the age of 3 months it goes away. So now, while she was crying at night, she couldn't breathe. It was a tough night. We really struggled. I was really waiting for morning so that we can go back. We can just go to hospital and have her have her checked. So she was really struggling to breathe, like she was gasping for air. So, but it wasn't like that alarming for me. So we just waited till morning, and we rushed to hospital first thing in the morning. And while there, they found out that she was dehydrated. She was put on IV fluids. You can imagine a 2-week-old baby. She was so tiny with a really tiny hand, but she was put on IV fluid and some other medication. She was done for a blood test. It came out okay. So as we were still there, she started to cry. After like 2 or 3 hours while there, she began to cry. And now her now breathing issue now came up again. We were really worried. The doctors were worried, nurses were worried, everyone was running up and down. It was a satellite clinic of a major hospital. So we were taken to a room where she was put on oxygen, on a lot of things, wires and wires. And remember just telling God, please, 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 God, watch over this little human being for me. May she just be okay. After like an hour or so of resuscitation, she was fine, and she had stabilized. So the doctor advised us that we had to get into an ambulance and ride to their main hospital. And I just told God, God, nope, never, never, never in my life will I need to ride in an ambulance. So I just told the doctor, is it a must? As in, is it a must for us to go to hospital at this time? And he told us that right now she's a little bit stable, so you can choose to just go home, and that when it comes in the morning, you can go to a hospital of your choice. And that's what I opted for, because I imagined after almost 24 hours of no sleep, all I needed is just rest in the comfort of home. So we went back home. Laura fed well her milk. She took milk well. We slept very peacefully. It was a very peaceful night. So in the morning, I just remember praying and asking God, God, what do I do? And I told myself, no, let's just wait and watch and see. Because we had a peaceful night, maybe it was just an episode. So the next night, because we had been given colic medicine, she was fine. So we lived happily ever after. So after 3 months, remember we were advised to see an ENT specialist and an ophthalmologist. So after 3 months, we decided to go and see an ENT specialist first. So she checked because on the right side, Laura's outer ear is not well developed. And this is just a picture to show you how it is. But now the hearing canal is there. So that's what the doctor was checking for. The hearing canal was present on both. So this is her right ear, this is her left ear. So this is basically the most affected ear. So she checked her ears, they were okay. We were done for an OAE test. Okay, I write the definition here, but it's basically a kind of a hearing test, and we were told Laura can hear, so that was okay. The ENT also referred us, because that was the first doctor we ever saw, referred us for an echo test. And the echo test showed that, okay, an echo test is a test for the heart that checks to see if the heart is working normally and it's normal in structure, and her heart was okay. The same week we went and saw an ophthalmologist who's an eye specialist, just a physical exam because she was too young to be done for a visual test. So just an physical exam. The doctors told us that she's okay, apart from now the outside of her eyelids that were not well developed, but her vision was okay. So her heart is okay, her hearing is okay, her eyes, she can see. So what else do I need? She's healthy. So we just went home and lived happily ever after for the last 2 years. So last year June, her snoring came back. It was really, really bad. And all mothers out there, like, if your child is snoring, no matter the age, please, snoring is not normal. Snoring is not cute, small. When someone snores, it means there's an issue. Even if it's an old adult, it's an issue that needs to be checked. So the snoring was severe. It was affecting me. It was affecting my job. It was affecting her, affecting everyone that was around me, because I'd go to work and I'd just like wait for 1 o'clock, like the lunch hour break, so that I can just like put my head on my desk and just take a 1 hour nap, so that I can like reconfigure my brain, and now wake up at least at 2 when I've rested a little bit. It was a tough time for her. She'd sleep at 9 p.m. She'd wake up the next day even at 12, because she's not had a peaceful night. She'd really snore, even sweat. She'd wake up in the morning, her lips are swollen, her eyes are swollen, like like saliva, all dry saliva all over her, like eyes were tear. It was just a bad image. And this is just like a video to show you how bad it was for her. So we went to hospital, an ENT clinic, and she was done for a scan of her nasal airspace, and it was found that she had adenoids. So remember, I told you that Laura has a small lower jaw. By small, I mean it's a little bit pushed back. So basically, it means that her nasal, like her breathing space, is small. So you can combine now that with adenoids. And so it was completely blocked. So the only advice that you're given by the doctor is that the adenoids had to be removed. So we planned for surgery for them to be removed. Those of you who know, and those of you maybe who will plan to have this done, adenoids removal is a minor surgery that, like, if it's done in the morning, by evening you'll be out of hospital. So that's what we expected while we're signing up for this. So the surgery day came. Our surgery was around noon. I remember it was an upstairs place. We went upstairs in surgery area. She was prepared. Obviously you're not supposed to eat like I think it was 6 or 8 hours before surgery is done, but now apple juice is allowed at least 4 hours prior to surgery. Someone can take apple juice. So she just survived on apple. She was really hungry on apple juice before surgery. So it was around 12, around noon, and because she's small, she's still young, I had to be with her all through the way until I took her to the surgery room, and I had to put her the mask for the gas that makes you to sleep. So that because everyone there was a stranger, so she was really afraid. So I was there with her, holding her. I had to put that mask on her. So when she was out, that's when I gave her to the doctor, and now let God do his own job. So after like an hour or so of surgery time, what I was expecting was surgery was happening. I see the doctor coming out, and I remember just saying a silent prayer and telling God, why is the doctor coming out without Laura? I hope everything is okay, Lord. Please, 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 please. So the doctor called me out and told me that they encountered a problem, and the oxygen tube, I hope that's the right term, the oxygen tube that allows oxygen into your lungs, allows you basically to breathe while surgery is ongoing, couldn't fit through her mouth. So I have to make a decision, and I only have two options. It's either we stop the surgery there and then, or I allow them to open here, this part of her, and put and fix a tracheostomy tube, I think so, so that she can be able to breathe through it. So I just thought, like, we've had a really long journey to this place, and I just remembered how much we've suffered together, and I just told God, Lord, let your will be done. Let's just go on. Let's proceed with this surgery. We need this. Both of us need this, especially for Laura. So that's what we chose, and it went on well. After like 2 hours, she was out, and we were taken to the HDU because she needed like special care for that part. Um, but she was fine. And this is just a photo of how it was. I know it looks quite bad, but she was really fine. After like six or so hours, she was fully awake and active and just walking around. So I was just grateful to the doctor for all that happened. Also grateful to God for making this, for who made this possible, and that she was fully recovered and well. So after like 4 days in the HDU, the tube, the tracheostomy was removed, and the place was sewn, and it was just covered, a basic covering put there. And now I had to be changing that covering after like twice a day or once a day, depending on how it was. and we were discharged and we went home well. The only issue I had is, you know, kids don't like taking medicine, so it was really a challenge for her to take medicine. But I kept on going back to hospital, just asking for advice on how to give her that medication because she was refusing. Sometimes I had to like mix it with food so that she can be able to take it. But she recovered well. And this is also just a photo of how the covering was. It was just a basic covering to avoid like germs and dirt going in there. But all along she was just active at home. As much as the opening was still there, she was active. And also another issue that I had is that when she'd cry or when she'd cough, like some air would pass through like the threadings, when the place where it was torn. But she recovered well. I thank God for that. It was a learning experience for me, and she's now fine. She's jovial, she's happy, I'm happy. Right now I sleep even for as long as I can. She sleeps peacefully, she's happy. She plays around normally, and I'm really grateful to God for that. So any parents out there, if your child is snoring, please, snoring is not normal, snoring is not cute. Take them to be seen by an ENT. Even adults, snoring is not normal. Go and get checked. So I'm happy that that phase of her life is dealt and done with, and I'm just hoping and praying that everything else that is remaining will go on smoothly, and that she'll be happy as she is right now with whatever decisions that I make for her in regards to her little issues here and there. So thank you so much guys for watching this very long video, but I had to do this video so that you can understand more the subsequent videos that we'll be having. So guys, Laura has joined us as we finish this video. Laura has just joined us as we finish the video. Thank you so much for watching this very long video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you can work together in this journey. I'll appreciate also your input on some of the issues that I've mentioned, and word of encouragement. You can please comment, and I love you so much. Thank you and bye. Come and say bye. You say bye, ma. Bye.